in the game. But again, you never know. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. Okay, we've got a little bit of starting lag here. That will smooth out, which it looks like it already has. So we're going to keep an eye on Nagatoro for the majority of this game. Be interesting to see. I believe this Swedish player is the Swedish player that likes to start Cav. So going for that granaries to the start. Yeah, getting the livestock market. Eating one of the Sangha cattle. Again, that's very standard. Sweden going for 2 torps. So Sweden having some nerfs last round. They, I think they lost 50 food, so they do struggle to get that extra settler. Especially if you build 2 torps with 2 settlers, as opposed to building with 1, you do struggle to get that extra settler. You know, there's a little bit of a delay in there. So Sweden have definitely been slowed down this patch, but not by a lot, but by an okay amount. Okay, so actually a really nice map for Hausa, because with the livestock market, they're going to be able to find as many of these cows as possible. And if you, I mean, look, he's already got 3. We're definitely going to see more of them incoming, because not only they're paired with like the fastest explorer in the game, so he's going to be able to run around the map and find all of the yaks. Whilst unfortunately, the Swedish players guessed the wrong way and gone left as opposed to right. And if you guessed wrong, you're not going to get any yaks, which again are nice for Sweden as well, because like he's eating here, these torps are going to eat that cattle. Let 0.72 food right now, and that's going to allow them to age real quickly. If we take a quick look at the Swedish player, so yaks, any map with lots of yaks, very good for both of these civilizations. Very standard deck. Does have the allotment system, which you don't see very often, which is ships 1 Caroline per torp. So potential to have 20 Caroline shipment, which is pretty insane, but is unreliable. Nothing else out of the ordinary. Does have the 1 foundry, 1 lever cannon. I imagine we'll see cavalry start from this guy, but we'll keep an eye on. Anyways, let's keep an eye on Nagatoro. Okay, going for the 3 villagers. I believe he's used one of his Sangha cows, but I can't be sure. I can't remember how many Sangha cows you start with. Okay, getting that extra Sangha cow as well because of the shipment. A yak getting eaten here, so wants to age up quickly. Doesn't want to go for another villager, which, yeah, I can totally agree, because he'll be aging up at about 2 minutes 46. 2 minutes 47. Nice. Okay, now this is where we want to keep an eye out. What's he going to do? So keep an eye out for the livestock trades here as well. Putting most people on gold. Interesting. He has got the hunting dogs as well from the granary. It's not called hunting dogs, but it's their equivalent of hunting dogs, which costs 50 wood. It gives an extra 5%. So he has gone for that. Gone for a house, obviously, as well. Everyone on gold. He's going to go for a university. So is he going to buy... Is he going to use this to buy 200 wood and then get 200 gold for university? I believe they cost 200 gold, 200 wood. We'll have a quick look. Yes, they do cost 200 wood, 200 gold. Okay, no, deciding to keep this so far. Okay. Another granary going down. Ah, there's the buy. There's the buy. So wait for as long as possible. There goes the university. Going to be in range of this TP and this TC, so he's going to get like maximum bonus out of 1 university. I imagine we'll see a fort, one of the Hausa forts, go down as well, because that will give it extra bonus. So this is getting built by the explorer, which is nice, because that doesn't delay any villager seconds, so they can continue to get resources. So they're now only getting 200 gold. He's bought some wood from livestock, and then he put most people on wood. Aging up with the native embassy. That looks like 400 influence. What's his first card going to be? Ships 1 palace wagon and tokens of 300 influence. So great card. This is exactly what I said he was going to do. He was going to get the palace, which is their fort, essentially. And once you place that next to the university, that's going to give the university even more bonus, which is currently getting 1.5. If we take a look, it gets plus 0.75 from a town centre and university. I believe it will be another 0.75 from the palace as well. Now he's got a mixture. What's going on here? So what does he want to build here? He's got a war camp going down. So that was what an extra 200 would cost. Lots of villagers in production. He's got Berber nomads, so he's spending. So that's what he spent. So where did he take that embassy? Where did that embassy go? Am I? Oh, maybe I'm missing something. So I'm not sure where he's getting the Berber nomads from. Maybe that embassy was used to build the war hut. I thought it was a royal embassy though. Am I blind? Oh, it's right there. Oh my god, I'm so blind. So that's where they're coming from. I thought, am I going blind? But it's kind of camouflage. So sorry, chat, I am blind. It's a little bit camouflaged. And like I said, here's for Hussars. The Swedish player has started Hussar. That's early. 5 minutes 30 in your base with Sweden. But it's only 3, which isn't great. Some raiders coming in. They're not as good as Hussars. They will get destroyed by Hussars, especially in equal amounts. But it was enough to deter them. So these raiders costing 100 food and 40 gold. Okay. So this is pretty standard Hausa opening. You get the university down. You get it next to your TC and a TP. He doesn't actually have a TP though. So I definitely think it will be worth getting a TP. Okay, now getting some Javelin Riders out, which is the perfect counter to these Hussars. But there's not a lot, though. That's the thing. If the Hussars get a good snare... And this is good by the Swedish player, because he's definitely putting the onus on the Hausa player to defend. So Hausa have... you know, their opening style is kind of greedy, but it's going to be insane influence resource production. So... But by doing this Hussar raid, he's definitely, you know, keeping the Swedish player's eco untouched this entire time, and very much forcing the Hausa player to have to do a lot of the defending here. Those raiders going down, and these javelin throws, I mean, I love this. He's using the Explorer to tank the fire from the palace, so these Hussars are just going to completely have no TC fire or palace fire here, so that's really nice. He does kind of dwindle the mass, but I feel like that's a good trade for Hausa, because again, his units are a lot weaker, whilst Hussars are quite expensive. These Javelin Riders trying to chase him. He's definitely trying to get the snare on there, but they are the same speed, which I believe was a change, because the Javelin Riders were faster at one point, I believe. More Hussars coming in from the Swedish player. 5 raiders coming in for Hausa now. So he's gone for 700 wood and 5 raiders. No, he went for Palace of Amina first, then 700 wood, then 5 raiders. Keeping his coffee bean influence very low. Got all those Berber nomads. Okay. Oh, nice raids going on again at the top, just constantly raiding. But the score's looking really good for Hausa, which is quite surprising actually. Now going for the double barracks production, so he's done what he needed to do. He's bought lots of time for him to set up his eco. And his eco, although at this sort of stage of the game, I mean 170, so that's what, 16 torps. That's actually pretty good, considering he started cavalry. So that's actually really nice eco for Sweden here. He is going to get caught here. Just Berber camels, just raiders, just Javelin Riders, everything to counter Hussars. And this is looking like starting to look like a pretty sexy cavalry mass from Hausa here. 5 Karelians out on the field. Just more raiding from the Swedish player. Really, really nice. And he's going for the Berber nomads there, which are tankier than normal villagers. And he does get one of them as well. That's huge. That's really, really nice. They're on natural resources. They are more efficient than normal villagers. So that's a really nice catch. Now starting to do some raiding of his own. And I've always felt like Hausa are a really good counter to Sweden, because they can get these raiders which specialize in siege. If we have to take a look at this, 26 siege, considering they're quite a cheap unit, and they're a cavalry unit, so they can run around the map very efficiently to take down torps. So that's going to be very difficult for the Swedish player to deal with that. Karelian's going over there now though. He is on max torp population as well. More Hussars coming out, so he's going to go for just a kind of Karelian Hussar composition here, but it's like one of those horizontal maps. It's not a vertical map, it's quite a horizontal map. So what I mean by that is that the the map is designed in a way where the gold mines are on kind of either end, and it's very difficult for like land units to kind of protect if they need to, whilst cavalry are just going to reign supreme here, and they're going to be able to run around the whole map, just sieging things down, running away, and yeah, just making it absolute hell for Sweden. But he does have a lot of hussars, but just a great mix of kind of everything here. Raiders, but these will all of this will get destroyed by Karelians, so I think it's definitely going to be the Hausa's players' turn to run around the map, play the run-around game now. A war camp going down, and still only the one university by the looks of it. Does get a TP now as well. Got a watchtower there to protect this these natural resources around here. Okay, it's age time for Sweden. Oh, nice 5 Hussar there as well. Oh, but that's these Fulani archers gonna. Oh, get the Hussars in there. Oh, and that's really unfortunate. A perfect pop by the Fulani archers, and that's going to completely change the tides of this little battle here. If there was no Fulani archers, the Karelians would have been absolutely fine microing all this stuff down, but these Fulani archers are going to be really, really painful. And the Hussars just standing there. They haven't been given any commands. They're just going to be standing there, staring into space. And wow, that was a really great pickup from Nagatora there. Just Karelians just out in the open there. Like, and Fulani archers got really great animation. Really like a really effective crossbow, I feel. So yeah, going to be absolutely destroying those Karelians. He is an age 3 now though, but it's such a shame he lost that huge Karelian mass, because he could have gone straight into 2 Falconets, veterancy for the Karelians, and he would have been looking in a really good position. But Nagatora taking a really good fight there. Doesn't have a lot of raiders left, so he doesn't have a lot of siege. So, but you know, so he can't really deal with this 200 Torp mass at the moment. It's this Minutemen getting popped. Still no veterancy by the looks of it. Gone for the stagecoach TP mass. So this would be a really nice pick if the Karelians can take down this TP. Okay, 2 Falconets now coming out for Sweden. We'll take a quick look at Hausa, and they are aging up by themselves now as well. More Fulani archers going. That's really nice. The biggest problem for Nagatora now is how he's going to deal with the 2 Falconets. Livestock looking really nice here. Hasn't used any livestock value for gold, so he could get 500 gold here. For just one of his Sangha cows, by the looks of it. Okay, the TP does go down, but he's going to try and rebuild it. And no sneaky from you today, Mr. Mohammed Altain. Okay, great nice little pick there. Oh, the artillery now coming out. So it looks like we're going to see artillery Karelian with Hussar comp, which is always great with Sweden, because you always get the Karelian and the Falconet artillery push. But if you can get the Hussar mix in there as well, it just adds another great dynamic to the composition. But what you tend to see with Swedish players is just Musk Falk. But again, adding the Hussars is a really nice composition. Okay, Raiders going out here. Looks like these Raiders might be going to sort out these Torps, which is exactly what you want to be doing with Raiders. He should have been doing that with Raiders from the start, but like I said, that was kind of denied by the Hussar start from the Swedish players. So Sweden had a really nice start. Some elite Javelin Riders out now, so they're going to try and get a pick on these Falconets, but not really doing much. Definitely want to be careful of this outpost, because that could be a kind of a pop of anything from his cards there. So yeah, doesn't want to get outflanked by that outpost there. Okay, nice. Going to be picking off a couple of villagers there. You always got to be careful if you're leaving an outpost there. Okay, so we decided to build some leather cannons. Interesting. Not sure leather cannons are, unless you intend on using the leather cannon card to upgrade them into infantry guns in Age 3, you definitely don't want to be building these in Age 3. You'd much rather just build falconets. But we'll see what his plan is. Okay, so there you go. So infantry guns is coming in, the light gun carriages card. And look at this resource, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So he's looking really, really hot right now. Oh, look, perfect as well for infantry gun macro and Karelians. Wow, this is looking really, really good for Sweden. We'll take a quick look at Nagatoro and see how he's going to try and deal with this. These raiders are doing a decent job at these torps, but it's just not going to be enough, and it feels like a little bit too little too late. More hussars. And these are really doing a really good job of scouting the perimeter, seeing if there's anything that they can raid, understanding where the eco is. And there's a lot of Fulani archers, but these infantry guns are going to absolutely smack them. And 8 javelin riders coming in, but that's not enough. But the culverins are coming in from the palace, and that's how he spent his influence. Really nice. So that's going to be the perfect counter. But infantry guns are tough. Infantry guns are tough. It would be really great if you could take down this this palace and university here, but the fight's going on, and a charge right now would be really, really good. Is he going to use the charge? Oh, he had an opportunity to charge against these culverins, and he does it, but it's a little bit late now. Oh, is he going to take down? He is going to take down the culverins by the looks of it, but that was at a big cost. He still has most of his artillery left, though, as well, so that's really nice. And these Fulani archers are going to have a hard time. He's doing the villager pull. He's going to try and get the whack-a-monies on the artillery, which is doing actually a really good job. More infantry guns coming in, though, but the Caroline mass is dwindling. These villagers are putting in a shift, pounding down this falconet. Bow and arrows. Okay, so actually looking pretty good for... I mean, it's looking okay for Nagatoro. As long as he just has a way. He needs some heavy cavalry right now. He just needs a pop of heavy cavalry, but he's sending in 9 Fulani archers, which is just not going to be it. These raiders still need to be running around the middle of the map. He's going to bring these in, maybe. Oh, Lord. No, those infantry guns. This is perfect for the raiders. Please bring the raiders in. Okay, the raiders are coming in now, so that's the cavalry. But, I mean, is that going to be enough to take these infantry guns down? You know, if they get a few shots off of these raiders, they'll probably beat them. Okay, no, they're not firing at all at the raiders. Okay, and they're going to clean up the infantry raiders, and that's still a healthy mass of Fulani archers. But look! Look at that. Just remass of Carolians out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. But they don't have the charge ability yet, so these Fulani archers will be able to micro them down. And again, though, if you just look at the micro, look at the eco of Hausa, it's just not looking that good, to be honest with you. Whilst if we take a look at Sweden, it's looking real good, and that's the power of the torps, is always having that food and gold production just always coming in. Oh, he's going to find some villagers here as well. That's not what you want to see as Hausa. Going to take down 1, 2, maybe 3. Okay, it does take down 3, which is a nice pickup, but he's going to lose a lot of Carolines in the process. Look at these Fulani archers. Look at that fire animation. Absolutely insane. They do now have 20 range as well. Oh, are these raiders going to see? Oh, they're just about... No, that's really unfortunate, but he's going to see some villagers. He could get a really nice big... yeah, that's going to be a really nice raid, actually. Swedish player just massing up Carolines here. He's just getting out microed. This is Nagatoro really just... It was looking really good for Sweden, but he's super getting out microed here. And again, just always putting his Carolines in harm's way, which is not what you want to do. Let the infantry guns be the ones soaking the damage. Let them be the ones dealing the damage. Just always putting his Carolines in a way where they're going to get raided or going to get hit by the Fulani archers. And yeah, just not very good micro by the Swedish player here. Could be a lot better. Some Berbers coming in now as well. Wow, and now coming in some elite Sudanese, and that's going to be, if we take a quick look, how he spent a lot of his resources, his influence there, and yeah, just completely getting outflanked. And again, just getting out microed once again. Score still in his favour, but just wasting so many resources. And there it is. Not sure how much that costs. Maybe that's about 500, because I really would like to see some Senna Horsemen. Senna Horsemen are basically Mamelukes. And they would just be able to tank so much damage with the Carolians, whilst the Fulani archers do all the damage in the back. Just absolutely no one on gold look, so really struggling to get any cav out as a result. Gonna get wedged here between the villagers. And again, that's actually nice micro though, because that's gonna make it very difficult for Fulani archers to micro. Like with the last game, you can't just Z move. You can't just attack move because these villagers are going to be tanking all of the damage. Okay, all these Sudanese go down, and that's actually a really, really good trade for the Swedish player. So that was actually really nice micro by the Swedish player there. But again, he just needs more infantry guns. He needs a way, maybe Cav at this stage as well. Just needs a way to deal with these Fulani archers effectively and efficiently. More infantry guns coming out. Okay, some prospector wagons for the Swedish player. So he's starting to run out of gold from the mines are starting to run out. There's only got 50 left here. Still has a new one over here, but if we take a look, there's absolutely none here, and that's what he's going to be replacing all the these copper mines with. Only 100 left there, so it's probably worthwhile him leaving this here until that runs out. Okay, another fight going on. Wow, and the Lafidi Knights coming out there, and these are tanky boys. Going to make short work of those infantry guns, and this is exactly what this is. Just again, just constantly getting out micro, just not having a big mass here. And if we take a quick look at Sweden, I'm not even sure. And there's the GG. He did actually have the platoon fire as well, which I was going to say it felt like he didn't have the platoon fire, and that's going to give him a bonus versus Cav. But Nagatoro just completely outplaying his opponent there. Looking really good for the Swedish player. His build, the build order was probably more effective for Sweden. You know, it was looking really good at the start, but he just got out microed, just completely got out microed, and that's the power of micro, ladies and gentlemen. Just one university the entire game, one palace, and that was enough. Let's take a quick look at the post game. God, look, and Nagatoro getting absolutely destroyed for villagers here. Ah, my God. How does Sweden lose? And look at the difference. Look at the difference. And again, this guy's build order, the Swedish player's build order of going cavalry to start, really, really good. And yeah, kind of countered Nagatoro here. Because if he started Karelians, Nagatoro could have just built a few Fulani archers and repelled it. But yeah, really, really nice start there by Sweden. But just getting out microed, and yeah, that's the power of micro, ladies and gentlemen. Micro wins games. Look at these Lafidi Knights, man. Look at these Lafidi Knights. They have armor for both types, for ranged and melee. Absolutely insane. 31 damage, 470 HP. Absolutely insane cavalry unit. Berber camels as well, being pretty annoying there. Bonuses versus artillery. Yeah, really well played. Really, really well played by Nagatoro, aka Izad, Skirmy Wormy, maybe.